Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Valorant Champion Tour Game Changes Southeast Asia. I'm Leonard Olmo, and with me here today is Marquis. I am super pumped to be bringing you guys an exciting day of Valorant. We do have two exciting best of threes lined up for you guys. We have the winner bracket finals and the lower bracket semifinals. Marquis, hyped to have you here today. And who are you looking out for today?
Well, of course, AE Celeste, the reigning champions for 3 opens in a row. Like, there's a staggering stat right now that we were looking at right before this match. AE Celeste in 4 opens thus far, the 3 opens plus the ongoing open, have only dropped 2 maps, and that is a staggering statistic for FSL. They are truly the queens of FSL, and we'll have to see if they can get dethroned. Impaler did have a great showing yesterday, especially with the new addition of Kohaibi, and all the teams have been stepping up, right? But AE Celeste are still undisputedly currently the best team.
Yeah, and you were telling me AE Celeste didn't drop a single map across two whole opens, and that is honestly pretty insane to me. With the mention of Impaler that you brought up, unfortunately, it seems like Kohaibi, the stand-in, will not be playing here today after she had a pretty hot performance yesterday. How do you think that's gonna affect their performance?
I actually think that the other players in Impaler are strong as they are, so I don't think they need Kohaibi to at least give A Celeste a run for the money. Of course, she's been stellar, but yesterday in the third map, you also saw Kfredidi was the one stepping up
Yeah,
for the team, and before that, in the series before, it was actually Rue that was stepping up for the Impaler. So I think all of the members of the Impaler are actually really strong. That's why the team is strong as a whole. But Kohaibi was actually just really a very different player. So I think they can still give a Celeste a run for the money, but of course, there's no. You can't discount the reigning champions. They are
yeah.
still the best right now.
Definitely, Celeste looking super hot, dropping only two maps across four entire Valorant opens. It's honestly quite impressive, quite astounding even. On the other hand, though, the Impaler definitely going to be no slouches. I do believe I saw Chloe as well dropping 20 frags on Haven yesterday. So
Yeah.
definitely the whole roster is something to look out for here today. I do believe we will be taking a look at the team lineups very shortly. I'm sure everyone's really hyped for this one. We know most of the players coming in from AE Celeste. They are the reigning champions, like Marquis mentioned, with Turretiel, Aneri, Iceberg, Ayumi, and Margot. I hope I'm pronouncing that one
Yeah,
right.
Margot.
Pardon my
Yeah.
French. Margot, that's the one. And we'll be taking a look at Impaler shortly after as well. So across the board, very strong players all around. I do believe you mentioned to me, Maki, Inari is the one to look out for. She is one of the top players from the side of AE Celeste. And then we have Impaler, Envious, Kfredidi, Rue, Mochi, and Chloe TTW.
Yeah. So I'm sad we're not gonna see an Inari versus Kohai B matchup today, but this is still the upper bracket finals. They could
Yep.
still make a run for lower bracket if Kohai B comes back tomorrow. But for both teams, they're just really, really strong, and
Oh yeah.
I still give the edge to AE Celeste. I'm not sure what you think, but what do you think?
Well, I'm a little bit of a biased caster, right? Because we were talking a little bit about it before. The matchup is basically Team Indonesia versus Team Singapore. So I think you guys know where I'm going to put my money behind the Impaler. Even though it seems like A Celeste might have a bit of an edge, it's fun to root for the underdog. So I'll be behind the Impaler for this one.
Yeah, for sure. And we've seen great showings from them, and if they all show up today, I think sometimes when you play these team games, it's whether all the players kind of like find that timing. It not every performance is kind of like a flowing thing. It's not always maximum performance, and if the team hits their stride together today, I really think they can give Ace a less run for the money. But the defending champions, they're really sharp. Like I said, Ineri, we see her on the Rays most often. Explosive player, not just in terms of her agent pick, but also in terms of the way she frags. And we're gonna see that today. And we haven't seen AE Celestis open for yet, but today is gonna be the first time we're gonna see them on stream, and they are gonna be a treat to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Explosive agent pick to fit an explosive playstyle. Before we get into the game, before we start looking at the agent select screen, can we take a real quick look at the format, run through the viewers who are a bit more unfamiliar with what we have going on here? Oh, sorry, this is going to be the map selection choices. The Impaler have gone for Icebox, Split selected by Alter Ego Celeste, and Haven again by the Impaler. So it's going to be a pretty exciting series of maps we have lined up. Unfortunately, Breeze is going to be banned away, so we're not going to be seeing that one. I know, Marquis, based on your background, you're especially excited for Breeze.
Yep.
Unfortunately, not here in the first set of the day. We do have a second set later on, though.
Yeah, and you can tell by the map picks that Impaler really prefer the open maps. Icebox being the most open right now. Breeze, of course, is even more open than that, but it's banned right now. Haven is another open map. Alter Ego Celeste. I think it's gonna be the first split we're gonna watch, at least on stream, and they really picked a map that the Impaler are gonna struggle with.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, right, Breeze is a very open map. I think Alter Ego Celeste identified what you mentioned as well, which is that the Impaler love these bigger maps, and they ban away Breeze from the side of the Impaler. So that's gonna be a very nice veto choice from them. I think going into the series here today, split, like you mentioned, it's gonna be a very exciting one as well. And hopefully we'll get to see Haven, but since that's map 3, we might not make it that far. Now for our first map of the day, Icebox, what are you expecting to see going to that one, Marky?
Well, of course, the Viper pick. Impaler have shown that the Viper is essential to their defenses, especially on Icebox. And then I'm not sure what they're going to do on the attacking side this time around. Yesterday, they had an attack led by Kohibi on the Reyna. But now, of course, they're gonna go with their starting 5. They will probably run a Jet plus Reyna or Raze plus Reyna combination, which I'm expecting for them to attack with. So again, yesterday we talked about Icebox. Icebox is a map that you choose when you're prepared. And Oasis Gaming, when they chose that, we didn't really expect that Impaler were more prepared than Oasis. And this time around, Impaler, we've seen their success on Icebox time and time again. They've only dropped one Icebox map in the opens that they've played. So Impaler, I think they're ready for this. It's a great spinning map as well against AE Celeste. I think that AE Celeste really prefer bind, split, the slightly tighter maps where they can take out their Buckies, which they've been known for their eco rounds. And this Icebox, such a big map, I think Impaler might be able to take game 1.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be super exciting. And with that hype generated from Marky, I'm even more pumped going into this game. We talk about how the matchup is going to be a very exciting one between the reigning champions and the Impaler, who can really put on a fight, especially on a map pick, which seems to favor them a little bit even here. Of course, given that it was, I believe, their choice as well of maps. So it's going to be a very exciting first set we'll have coming in for you guys today. Of course, this is only going to be the first set of the day. We will have the lower bracket semifinals later on as well. So after the series ends, make sure you guys go grab a bite and come back for that one as well. So I do believe we are waiting for the players to get ready, and then we will be jumping into games super shortly. Now, while we're waiting for that to happen, Marky, let's talk a little bit about the other games that we've seen so far. I do believe you casted yesterday the Impaler game as well, right? Against Oasis Gaming.
Yeah, so Impaler versus Oasis Gaming, it was really close. I think both series that we watched from Thursday evening and yesterday evening were both really close, and it was just such great games. Like both teams really went neck and neck. 13 to 10, 13 to 7, and 13 to 11 as well for yesterday's games, and that was really close. So Impaler, they also made some substitutions mid-series. So Chloe was subbed, Rue was subbed out as well for Mochi, depending on which map it was. So they really were making the most out of their sub and 6-person roster, because having the player specialize with specific agents in specific maps really showed there. Like Mochi with a Viper on Icebox really helped a lot, and being able to bring that versatility, I think they are very used to playing with each other, even with different configurations, and I think they're a very versatile team. On the other hand, AE Celeste, really strong team. Nothing much to say. They probably just fragged everyone with Tarathiel and Aneri leading the charge as duelists. I'm really excited to see how far Impaler have gone, but at the same time, I'm also excited to see AE Celeste if they're going to continue their dominant streak.
Yeah, sounds like a typical story of the David versus the Goliath. We do have the Goliath of AE Celeste coming to this one. Like you mentioned yesterday as well, the games between the Impaler and Oasis Gaming super close. So for the fans of Oasis Gaming, they're not quite out of the tournament just yet, since this was the upper bracket. They are now down in the lower bracket playing against Kid My Orc, and if they win that one, we will be seeing them again for the second set of the day for the loser bracket semifinals. So they're not quite out just yet, still have a chance to climb their way back up, and I always love those storylines, Maki. You talked about it as well. If the Impaler drop, they will have a chance to come back into it as well. We will be heading into Agent Select. I believe, there we go, sorry. That's a look at the brackets that we're talking so much about. AE against IMP. in the upper bracket. The loser of this one will, of course, drop down to the loser bracket semifinals against the winners of OAS KMO and GXR ARC.
Yeah, and basically these are all best of threes all the way up until the grand finals, which is a best of 5. So I'm excited for that one. We've always had BO1s and BO3s thus far, but of course with the new format, we are in BO3 and a BO5 grand finals this time around. We might see Breeze. Maybe that's the time we actually see Breeze.
I can see you're definitely very hyped for the Breeze, and honestly, I am too. I haven't played too much of the map, but it's a super fun one. Honestly, reminds me of such a big open map. There's so many angles you can come from, so many cheeky plays you can look for. I think that's gonna be a fun one for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for the special maybe agent picks there. We've seen some Yoru earlier on because of his teleport. Being able to teleport across the map really helps in the defending side and sneak up in the offensive side as well. There's the shoot, which is really special. I've not seen many players use it to their advantage yet, but I can see where an offense can, or a defense rather, can surprise the attackers by just going down the shoot and pushing out doors at the same time, for example. So there are creative things that we could see on Breeze, but right now we are going to go into Icebox, and as we mentioned, it's going to be the Viper pick. Both highlighted on both sides. It's going to be Rue and the Viper this time around. This is actually something that's interesting for me if they're actually going to go for this one, because Rue is typically the duelist and Mochi was the Viper, and it looks like they're swapping things around today.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe trying to find out a new configuration which might work a little bit better for them against the Impaler right now. Like you mentioned, is a bit of a flipped up on the sign bots, but that's fine. IMP Rue gonna be locked in on the Viper, like you mentioned as well. She is typically the duelist player, but she has played some games of Viper. I see looking at her stats, and they've all been wins. So I don't want to read too much into statistics here, but if the math don't lie, then Rue is in for a pretty good run here today with the Viper as well, looking to keep that win streak going. Across the board, any other interesting agent picks you want to point out?
I think other than that, it's pretty standard. It's almost going to be a mirror, with the exception of A Celeste actually only choosing one duelist instead of 2. So the typical setup is a double duelist setup, but right now they're going to go for a double sentinel setup. But that might also be because of the starting side, by the way. So defending side for A Celeste. So running the double sentinel does really make sense there. Having a killjoy maybe on A or B, soloing the site with the Sage, making sure that the tube is walled up, and then the rest of the players can flex where they go around.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting mention about the starting sides as well. Opting to go for double sentinel there. We'll see if that works out for them. Whereas on the side of the Impaler, going for the double duelist setup, like you mentioned, we typically expect from them. Jet and Reyna are going to be a very aggressive duo coming into this one. And here we go. Into round 1 between Alter Ego Celeste and the Impaler, our first match of the day. We've got 2 exciting best of 3s lined up for you guys, so make sure you guys stay tuned to that one. Now, what are you looking for in terms of setup from these 2 teams, Marky?
I think for Alter Ego Celeste, they're probably going... The Viper wall is going to be the most important part on Icebox. So whether it's situated from A to mid or B to mid, it seems like the Viper is going to be doing the B to mid wall. This is straightforward. This is just a horizontal wall that blocks B push and blocks a little bit of mid as well. And then on the A side is actually the killjoy. See the solo defense from the Sentinel there. So A Celeste are banking on them pushing on B. It's kind of like a reverse psychology thing. You put up the wall and you're like, you're not gonna go B, right? Oh, but we're actually here.
We are actually gonna go into the wall. Yeah,
they're gonna go into it, and they have 2 players watching that wall though, so it might be dangerous for the Impaler.
Yeah, definitely. But Impaler are going hard. They are going fast, and that's 5 members of Impaler going to be running into the B side right now. They are a little bit cautious, though. Seems like it might just be a fake out. They're just trying to get information, just trying to scare the members of A Celeste maybe into an early rotate right now, and they're falling back into mid, going towards A.
Yeah, there's that wall that they set up on B, and normally when you're a defender, you see the Viper wall, you're like, yeah, they're going here, and that's such a great bait that you could use. Let's see if Margot can actually delay the push here.
Yeah, they actually spot out the members of the Impaler coming in. A lot of shots being fired already. Some smokes being thrown out. They do see the Jet flying into the corner though. Mochi X gonna be spotting Margot out. That's gonna be a duel between the 2 of them. And Mochi comes out on top of that one. Just looking around to see if anyone comes in. Has very aggressive forward position to spot the rotations coming in. Bomb has not been put down just quite yet for the side of Impaler though. There we go, Chloe planting right now. Mochi gets dropped. Ratio gets killed as well. That's 3rd for Neri. And that's gonna be 3 quick kills. 4 quick kills for the side of the Alter Ego Celeste roster. Impaler, they just get dropped. Don't even manage to get the spike, I believe. And that's going to be a very dominant round for the side of Alter Ego Celeste.
The Killjoy bought just enough time. Margot on the site there, just a little bit. At least pressured them a bit. They didn't know how many people were in A. That's why they were too scared to put the spike down. I think if they got the spike down earlier, they'd be in such a better place because those 300 creds really help, especially in patch 3.0, where utilities are expensive, and you don't want to be using your utilities willy-nilly without a plan, right? And for the Impaler, they kind of sold a fake a little bit there, but I think the execute onto the A side was just a bit too slow and too little too late for them.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds pretty much exactly what went wrong for them that round. This time around, we'll see what they want to kind of change up around to see what works for them. We do see a very aggressive position from Terratio, though, waiting to hear any sound cues. Might want to go for the peek. She'll find 2 with the SMG. That's going to be 1 onto Machi. Actually, she's going to fly back around the corner, though. A kill from Iceberg, a kill from Terratio. That's going to be 2 quick pickups for the side of Impaler.
And that's a great double push there. She was just waiting for her teammate to push, and Ayumi is going to get 2 headshots with the Marshall. This is reminiscent of your Marshall, actually.
Actually, yeah, thank you for bringing that one up. The viewers are missing out on not seeing my Marshall, but they'll have to deal with Ayumi's instead. Getting 2 quick frags. There we go, a 3rd one. Even getting the headshot with the pistol, so very great rounds coming in from the side of Alter Ego Celeste. Of course, that was just a save round from the side of the Impaler, so it's not going to be too disheartening to get kind of rolled that way. And we do see AE Celeste still going to be holding on to their guns from last round. On the side of the Impaler, though, we do see the Vandals, the Phantoms, the Rifles starting to come in, and this is going to be a big round for them. Can they stabilize and start to get things going in their favor, or is the tide of AE Celeste going to keep rolling?
Yeah, this is where it's actually really important. They have the big guns, they have the long-range guns on a map like this. The rifles are expected to take this. They have Spectres on the side of Alter Ego Celeste. They do have 2 Marshals though, and if Ayumi is gonna get those headshots again, it's gonna be lethal. But she's actually on the opposite side of the map. All up to Margot. But one thing to point out, AE Celeste are shuffling their defenses. The Killjoy is on B this time around.
Yeah, trying to do a little bit of mind reading coming in. Margot, though, has a very nice position. Might spot out Envious. We do see kills being traded across the board already. Ayumi with 1, Ayumi with 2 again. Marshall on the rifle round, and she's still going to be picking up frags. Does get dropped by Chloe, though. Margot gets 1 for herself, and Terratio closes that round out. That's a huge round for AE Celeste. Buy round coming in from the Impaler just gets shut down.
Yeah, no. They look like they had control over the spike, and that's something that AE Celeste are very good at, by the way. They let people into this site thinking that they have control over it, but Margot is in a position where she's ready to pounce as soon as her teammates are close. And then their retakes are just impeccable because the attackers normally are not ready for where Margot would be hiding or where AE Celeste would be hiding, and that's what she's good at. Margot, she's solo on the site because she knows how to buy time and suddenly just pop in when it's time for her teammates to actually execute.
Yeah, definitely. Margot has been the anchor on the defense for Alter Ego right now. And Neri with a nice quick operator shot. Envious, though, do you want to peek this corner? That might be a little bit risky. We do see the Silver Dot come right around. Spots out a Neri. Quick shoulder peeks coming in, but I don't think Impaler really wants to push its A right now. We do see them falling out, but Ayumi is already ready. 1, 2... What? Doesn't quite get the third. She's trying to find it. Has to reload. Might get dropped. There we go. Dropped by the Sheriff from Rue. Misses out a little bit right there, but does get 2 quick pickups for herself. There we go. They get closed in on by AE Celeste. Kefadari last on standing. Just gets picked up by Terratio. 4 quick rounds so far for Alter Ego Celeste.
Well, look at Ayumi just pushing out there. She got the first 2 kills really sharp. Whiffed a little bit on the 3rd one, but that was absolutely amazing. You see, the Alter Ego Celeste are on defending side, and they actually pushed out and just pincered them. For the side of Impaler, yeah, it was an absolutely smart read. And not to mention, Aneri, she held her ground in an open corner there after getting hit by the recon, the dart from the drone, and she's just like, "I dare you to peek me! Like, I'm not gonna miss this off shot."
Yeah, I think she also knew that the Impaler won an eco round, so she was pretty confident in taking the operator up against the pistol. So very nice round from her. And there we here again.
No, she's know where I am.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna hit the shot before you. So that's confidence coming in from the side of Inari, and Impaler definitely gonna be a little bit intimidated by that one. They can't even force the op to fall back into the side. Who gets spots out. They do see a heavy mid presence from Impaler. What are
It's the
AE
only
Celeste gonna
place
do?
where they can go. Right now, there's
Yep.
an op on B. There's the Viper's Pit on to A. Like, where else do you go? You go mid and hope you find someone here. But look at Alter Ego Celeste. They're just locking down both main entrances, and there's nowhere for the Impaler to go. I'm not sure what the game plan can be here right now.
This is a brutal round, honestly. Like, just watching the map, watching the mini-map, and the way the members of the Impaler have to play, it's exactly like you say. They have nowhere to go. They're going into true mid into A, it looks like. That's the play.
Ayumi's pushing out again. Oh no, but she gets punished.
Ayumi gets caught. Kifudite picks up Ayumi, Envious. Toretto though trades 2 real back real quick. And Neri's still on the B side with the operator though. Mochiax picks up a Neri, so that's gonna be 3 against 1, and it looks like Impaler might have finally found their first round here. Kifudite has a nice little position, might actually spot her out.
This is gonna be a free
Margot.
kill on Margot.
Margot, no, the timing doesn't
Oh!
quite add up. She just whiffs. Margot manages to just sneak on by. She's gonna walk through really shortly. After that one headshot, they know where she is now. She sees the spike. She's gonna be putting down the turret to get some information. Might want to just try to stick the defuse behind yellow box though. Mochi X is trying to find an angle in this one. They're waiting to get the 2-on-1. Turret gets dropped. They just don't see where Margot is coming from. She gets a headshot again, and will she be able to get the clutch? And
Oh
there we
my
go.
God,
That's a 3K
no!
for Margot. The timing just barely doesn't add up, and that is a heartbreaker from Impaler. She gets the
even gets
defuse on the
defuse.
spike.
I don't.
That one
Kifudite had the angle, and then suddenly just that one split second where she could have missed Margot gets through, and Margot solid snakes her way into the side. Just does a 1v3.
Oh, and that's a replay of the clutch coming in. Mochi X gets the turret, but doesn't know Margot is already around the other side of the yellow boxes. Honestly, Margot's movements this round have been impeccable. Her timing has been perfect. A little bit of luck on her side as well, no denying, but that's really nice from the side of AE Celeste. And that one, what do you think Impaler have to do now? I feel like that's the best round they could have gotten.
Yeah, they really put a stops there. We're able to kill the Opper, go against the Viper's Pit, but right now that's gonna be demoralizing. That was the 3v1 clutch that you just lost, and you're down 0-5 right now. Margot gets an opening frag as well. I'm not sure what they can do at this point.
GX trying to get the peaks, but she just gets tagged up pretty badly for her efforts. Chloe gets a kill into Neri though, and that's one more from Chloe. 2 quick frags from the Phantom on the Sage. Viper's Pit gonna go down as well. They really want to secure this round. They don't want to risk losing it like they did last round. OGX doesn't manage to get the kill. Whiffs on Ayumi. Rudo in the Viper's Pit. This is all gonna be her round right now. Chloe is still alive after her big 2K at the start of the round. Nice little tracking down outside the Viper's Pit, but they don't quite manage to find anything just yet. Chloe trying to get the quad, but she can't even get that down. Has to drop the wall. But look out for the Viper's position on the side of AE Celeste. She gets the flank. Ayumi gets one on the roof. Viper's Pit gets dropped. That's the res onto an area as well. It looks like the Impaler is out of this round. And once again, heartbreak.
They're just too good, Alter Ego Celeste. Like, okay, like
Oh man.
there's one thing that the Impaler can do, but it's like probably the hardest thing to say. If you ask someone like, oh, what can they do, is shoot better. Like literally, Alter Ego Celeste are just too sharp right now, and the Impaler have to somehow match that. It's not like their strategies are bad or their executes are wrong, but right now AE Celeste are just too sharp. Like every single member, and Neri hasn't even needed to frag that much yet, because who are we seeing fragging? It's the Viper, it's the Killjoy, it's the Sentinels and the Controllers that are fragging. The Duelists, they don't want to peek Neri. That's the only reason why she's not getting kills here, because they don't even want to fight her.
Yeah, I want to go on a bit of a tangent about the positioning so far, but I think they'll have to wait because Impaler, there we go. One quick peek from Envious, just gets taken down. A bit of an ambitious peek right there. One more for Neri. They're just feeding the Jet right now. You were saying they don't want to peek her, but it seems like this round, they've kind of run out of options, it seems like.
Yeah, like, let's try.
Let's just give it a
that's
shot.
why we don't want to peek her.
Well, you know, if you don't try, you never really know. But now they know. So back to the drawing board for the Impaler. This round looks like a wash. They do still have some rifles left. Doubt they're gonna be able to keep it. So they might want to just try something this round. What do you think they can really do right now, though? This looks a bit brutal. The turret spots out Kifudite, and that's the refrag on from Margot. Shoots the turret, and she'll pick you up. Okay, gets tagged up a little bit right there. A little bit of a dangerous round from her.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, this is just brutal. The positioning from Iceberg, the positioning from AE Celeste, the way they're just all so prepared. One frag for Chloe. Doesn't quite manage to get the flick, and that's gonna be Marco cleaning up that round. Yeah, and the positioning from AE Celeste is just fantastic. You shoot one of them, you shoot at the turret even, and there's just like 2 more people around corners waiting to come on and peek you.
The way they're playing the map, they have such a dynamic defense. Like once they get a little bit of information, they make an adjustment to make sure that they at least increase a little bit of map control that they have every single time. And for the Impaler, they don't know what's going on because they keep swapping the Killjoy placement, the Viper placement. You know, sometimes when you're playing pubs, it's very easy. Killjoy plays B, let's not go B. Easy. But how do you play against AE Celeste? The Viper is strong, the Viper is on one side, the Killjoy is on the other side. They rotate, sometimes it's mid, and they're all so sharp.
Yeah, and this is something you brought up as well, right? Because AE Celeste was starting on the defensive side, going for the double Sentinel setup, actually playing off huge dividends for them. Ayumi though, ooh, blinded out and gets spotted out. Looks like Impaler want to go back towards B this time around again. Now he has a very safe position this time around, though won't hold the same greedy angle she's been doing. Wants to kind of swap it up a little bit. Doesn't quite get the first kill, and Mochi acts with the Sheriff headshot. Ayumi trades one back really quickly. Envious with a headshot of her own. Iceberg doesn't quite manage to get the frags, and there we go. Guns in the hands of Impaler right now. Nice headshot from Envious. Would he be able to get the plant down? That's been the problem so far for the Impaler. They've been getting it inside.
We've been here before, 1v3 Marco.
A bit of a deja vu coming in, but this time around, not quite enough. Margot doesn't quite manage to slip through this time, and that's going to be Kfudidi closing out the round for the Impaler. That's the first round on bot, 7-1. It's not looking great, but hopefully this kind of signals a bit of a shift in tempo for Impaler. Do you think they can do that again? Do you think that's going to work a second time around?
Well, AE Celeste have been sharper on average. Impaler brought out the sharpness in that round. They were on a thrifty, by the way. Those were sheriffs, and
yeah, the sheriff killed the operator.
On the operator. Yeah, like the sheriff can be an operator if you're sharp enough. And that time they actually, like I said, they just need to hit their shots. And when they do, they can actually execute here. But Tarathiel is gonna say no. I'm gonna hit my shots. And honestly, I want to see the headshot percentage at the end of the map. Like, Alter Ego Celeste, the headshot percent. Maybe are we hitting 30% right now?
It's probably close to that, honestly. Like, their shots have been perfect. And we do see Impaler, though. They're going for a very fast play. There we go. Even the operator's a headshot. Flinks down, gets the hit. That's going to be Ayumi. Dropped really quickly at the start of the round. They look like they want to probe towards B side right now, but Inari, look at the position. She has the knives out. Oh, this is so scary to watch. It's such a tight angle. Anyone that peeks a right click from Inari, she's just going to pick them out, reset the knives. Ooh, she wants to get some info as well, peeking out. Impaler just holding this one really safe. They're just waiting for time, trying to get info, trying to get some picks. Oh my god, Inari, that is a brutal shot. A bit too high fee after that one, though. Gets carried away, and Rue takes her out. That's a refresh from Tarathiel, though. Aphrodite, last one standing, gets one for herself, but gets traded back on by Iceberg.
And the worst part about this is the cred reset for the Impaler. Like, they just won one round. They cannot catch a break, and Alter Ego Celeste just pull the stops back, and headshots left and right. And now it's actually a Yumi on the op, not an Inari. Like, they're so flexible with not just their agent picks, not just their defenses, but also their weaponry. Like, sometimes, you know, the opper shifts around, and you're like, wait, the Viper has the op now, and you're just like, okay, then I guess what do we do?
Yeah, a flexible defense, like you mentioned, right? Dynamic defense. I love that term, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from Alter Ego Celeste. It's just so intimidating because you just don't know where to go. That's gonna be some info, and Neri spots one out. No damage being traded. The shots just going whiffing over the heads. Looks like they want to probe towards A pretty heavily, though. It's gonna be the Silver ultimate trying to get some damage down, and there we go. Margot gets dropped, and Never gets dropped. This is huge. They have the side for real this time. Can they get the plant down? There we go. Chloe gonna try to get the plant really quickly. No delaying this time around. They get the valuable frags where it counts. They know they can get the spike down. How are AE Celeste gonna get this one back?
With some headshots maybe, but Envious actually responds with a headshot of her own instead. So the Impaler, 5 members alive. Oh, but Tarathiel with 2 quick kills. She almost has the rest even, but she cannot get that one. Iceberg is on a 1v2. This is still winnable for her.
We've seen the clutches from Celestè. We know they can do this. She's even gun poking out, I think. Doesn't quite get the wall bang right now. She's running a bit low on time. She might want to try to fake the defuse. Keep it ID. Peaks doesn't quite manage. She was looking at the wrong angle there, predicting them to come up from on top. But that's going to be a second round for the Impaler. Credit resets aren't going to be too bad because they do manage to take that round. But if they lose this round once again, then the economy, I think, is really going to go to shambles. Look at the credit count across the side of the Impaler. Honestly, though, both teams a bit low on creds.
Yeah, Celestè also got reset this time around, so that's a double reset for them. But just the amount of rounds that Celestè have in their bank, 8-2 right now, it's just a bit too much. Like, the best Impaler can go into the second half is 8-4. And even that's looking hard.
Yeah, it's definitely not where you want to be. But the Impaler, they had a bit of a cold start, but they're starting to find some rounds, starting to piece together some wins. Hopefully, if they keep this momentum going, we can see something more from them in the second half. Iceberg trying to get some info here with his drone. Will she be able to spot anyone out? There we go. You spot out one member of Impaler. Rotations starting to come true, leaving the Viper alone on B side. Impaler going in pretty hard, pretty fast right now. Oh, doesn't quite get the frag on Terratio. MochiX gets dropped. Killjoy ulti on the defender side. Celestè just gonna say, get out of my A side, that's mine. And everyone from the Impaler is gonna be beelining right back to B. But look at Ayumi. I love these plays from her. Just looking in the perfect position. She knows they're gonna come back into her waiting arms.
Yeah, she's just hiding there, and she can
don't.
push forward. She can push forward, or she can catch them. This is such a great position because the whole of Celestè know where the Impaler are. They have so much information. We're talking about map.
That's why.
Like, map control, and this is definitely map control for them. But the aim is coming in. But Celestè are sharper. Iceberg with a triple kill. They do take Ayumi down, but it's all down to Aphrodite. 1v3 right now. Terratio even has the res.
Yeah, I don't think you see a lineup much more perfect than that one. Aphrodite, last one standing, just gets dropped, and these rounds just hurt to watch sometimes. The Impaler just... Sometimes it seems close, you know, they get the opening frags, they get the picks, but at the end of the day, like you mentioned, Celestè just too sharp. Look at the spray down from Iceberg. And no mercy.
The transfer as well to the third kill, which is a headshot, that is just insane. And they're forced to buy here, Impaler. This is the last round, and like you mentioned, the economy, it's pretty bad for them. They have one player without armor, one player with Spectre plus armor. It's just gonna be difficult. And there he's back in the op.
Venezuelan economy from side of the Impaler.
All right. Yes. But Inari, look at her. Like, she's not phased. Drone, I don't care. Recon Bolt, I don't care. I'm just gonna hold this angle. Fight me.
Look, she's right though. If you know where I am, but you can't win the duel, then it doesn't really make a difference, does it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And the biggest problem with the Impaler's lineup is they don't have a hard flash. They only have the Leer on the Reyna.
Yep, that's definitely true as well. We do see the members of Impaler try to probe through mid. That's where they've had a little bit of success in some of these rounds. They had a round win, I do believe, mid to B. Or rather, that wasn't a win, but at least they got into the site, which, given how the game has been going, will count as a win. So, the Impaler, they're just going to back away from mid, though. They get a bit of info. They decide they don't want to commit to a mid play. Going back towards A, where a majority of their rounds have been.
Yeah, we've seen a 10-2 comeback in the first series on Thursday, but you know, Alter Ego Celestè, it doesn't look like it's an execution problem here. It's Alter Ego Celestè are just right now look too strong.
Ayumi, she's gonna get them all. They are so low. Oh, Ayumi gets tagged up pretty heavily as well. And that one's gonna hurt. Has to fall back into the side. Res onto MochiX. Ayumi gets dropped. It looked really good, but she doesn't quite manage to find the shots that she needed to. 13 seconds left on the round. Can they get spiked down though? That's a big question right now. They have to pick. Ratio Res was one. Mochi gets one. Chloe has to take the spawn. She has no time. She's gonna get that one down, so there's a little bit more space for Impaler to work with right now. Some frags being traded. Ayumi drops Envious. Both Reses from stages being used. Aphrodite just trying to get some information for a team, trying to get some damage down. Barely misses out on the jet. That's gonna be Rue taking out an area though, so it's all okay. Impaler 3-2, 3-1. Rue gets one more, and there we go. Chloe, CTW. Oh, actually, it wasn't her. Sorry. Rue gets the 3K, I believe, at the end of that round to finish that one off. 9-3. Not impossible for Impaler here.
Yeah, it's definitely better than 10-2, but you know, like double digits. Seeing the double digits go into the second half, it's just like, why, like what even happened there. But at least he brought that round back. Rue really stepping up to a plate there. She had 3 kills
Oh
right
yeah.
before that triple kill, and now she has 6. Like, doubling your kills in one
Yep.
round feels good. And Impaler, they need to hit their shots. That's really the thing here. Their problem is they don't have that sky, they don't have that breach for those hard flashes, for those hard executes. It's difficult right now. You're gonna have to rely on aim duels. They don't have an omen or a brimstone either for the smokes to at least cut the sight. So they're gonna have to win those aim duels, and against A Celeste, that's just pretty difficult.
Oh yeah, definitely. And now let's look at the setup here from AE Celeste on the attacker side this time around. They're gonna be looking towards B really quick, really fast again. Do get Sage walled off though. But Neri is actually past the wall already. She just jumps right over it. AE Celeste have control of the site. Planting the spike, gets a nice ding on the head there, but doesn't quite manage to finish off the kill. One already down for AE Celeste. Impaler, they need to buy time for the rotations to come true. That's gonna be 2 more frags to the side of AE Celeste. It's gonna be a third, it looks like. Not quite yet. Impaler tries to fake the defuse. Turrets, the walls, the shots coming in. It's just overwhelming. AE Celeste. This does not look fun to play against.
No, and Neri just doesn't care. Like, it's like she's an old W, and then she lost a duel though, but she almost got it, and that was jumping classic to finish it off. They're playing with such confidence though, like you can tell, like they know that they're better. They know that they could just run to side. No wall is gonna stop Neri. She just held W. She doesn't need to frag for her team, like most of the time she does. She's not on this map right now, but she's buying the space that her team needs. And honestly, if you're a duelist, if you're watching this and you're a duelist, you have to realize that you don't have to frag all the time. You just need to be traded. You just need to open up the map a little bit, and that's exactly what Neri did.
Yeah, definitely very good example of how you should be playing a duelist, like Marquis said. For the viewers at home, take some notes from this performance from Neri. Of course, we do need to mention Terratio though, 16 frags, doing huge work for her team. Neri just making the space, like we see right now, she's just going into side. She doesn't care. It doesn't matter if you trade me, it doesn't matter if I lose the duel. I'm making so much space for my team. And there we go, the spike's getting put down already, and there we go, plant for the side of AE Celeste. And Impaler, they're trying to get back into side, but they can't find anything. Very, very greedy there. Very aggressive play from her. Can just dash back around though on the jet. Iceberg picks up 1. The positioning from AE Celeste, they're just coming from every angle. Rue gets 1. You see a Neri dash in there a little bit too aggressive, but this is a brutal performance from AE Celeste.
She's still at the bottom of her team's frag list, but the only reason for that is because her team is also really just very good. But that's the thing, right? She's not getting the kills, not that much anyway, but she was still playing such a forward position. The amount of pressure that she was putting on the Impaler with just her forward position was enough for AE Celeste to get into that post plant, get the spike down, get those kills left and right. She blocked one whole corridor by herself by just standing on top of generator. They're spraying them down, moved forward as well, scared the heck out of Impaler, and then just got a few frags of her own even after that.
Yeah, the confidence from Neri is really no joke right now. Even on the defender side, we see her with the operator just hold her ground and just make space for her team. Neri, once again, dashing in, gets the frag onto Rue, gets taken super low in the process, but she will just be healed up by Sage. Another quick kill onto Endless. Look at her, like you mentioned, she just holds W. She just doesn't stop. Oh, Margot gets traded back on by Mochi X though. Nice little look in mid, catches the rotation. Now, will Impaler try for this? Can they really get back into this round, or are they just gonna try to save some guns here? What do you think?
I think they need to save here. They have no money, and it's gonna be match point in the next round. If they lose these guns here, they'll have no guns at all in the next round. So they're gonna have to go with 2 hero guns and 3 kind of broken buys. But really, the scariest duelist to see is the duelist that isn't afraid to die, and that is actually Inari, because she's so confident she'll hit the shot. She'll at least take one down before going out, and if not, it's gonna be a trade. So that's how confident she is with her team, with her own aim. By the way, it's just, if you're the Impaler and you're on defense, like we gotta hold this, but they can't.
They lost another one of the guns. Kifradati trying to save, just gets creeped up from behind and gets executed right there. It's a little bit of a rough one. I mean, you're trying to save the guns like you mentioned, but look at the buys coming in from the side of Impaler on match point nonetheless.
They have some rifles with no armor, with light armor.
This is a little bit brutal to watch. What do you think they can do right here? Do you think there's anything cheeky they can try to pull off? It looks like maybe a bit of a stack from the side of the Impaler.
Yeah, I think if they can make sure not to reveal that there's 3 players here, they might have a good chance of defending this.
Yep. So it's all about the information game, right? But well done, like we were saying. Envious gets dropped already. AE Celeste coming into this one. Okay, Inari, that works. Dashing into the side, hitting the headshot. You don't really need strats when you can pull off shots like that. Impaler, last bet. Okay.
I wasn't ready for this match to end yet, but Mochi was dashing and she just flicked into the end point of the dash, got that headshot with the knives, straight up went outside, got the last kill of the game. Like,
I mean,
yo, I don't. If
I
I'm
don't
in the
even know how
bottom
to
of the, I haven't processed it yet. That round was too fast. We were saying they need some information, and suddenly everyone dies. It's like, what?
Look, you don't need information if you just dash in and you kill everybody. For the duelists at home watching this, if you can't play like a Neri, maybe play a Sentinel or something. Like that was a brilliant performance coming in from all of them, honestly. AE Celeste playing fantastic in that round, just demolishing Impaler. Like we mentioned a little bit before, I was a bit of a bias caster coming to this one as a Singaporean cheering for my local team, but that was brilliant coming in from AE Celeste. Here we go. Take a look at stats.
You better be an Inari stan right now. But
Oh yeah.
even then, it's their whole team really getting those frags. Look at their combat scores across the board. Tarathiel, the Sage, that is a Sentinel there with a 3.0 KDA. Like, there's no messing around here. 340 combat score on a Sage, no less. The Viper also. Ayumi with a 259 combat score. Margot with a clutches Iceberg with a triple kill hold. And Inari with just holding W. 1.3 KDA from her. But watching her play, it didn't seem like she wasn't getting those strikes. It seemed like she was exerting so much pressure on the Impaler. In fact, out of any player on AE Celeste, it seemed like Inari was still the one exerting the most pressure. Nobody wanted to peek her, and whenever she peeked, everyone was scared. And there's the headshot percentage. Yesterday we saw 12, 16%. They're at 26%. And look, sometimes I see a stat that says 100% headshot percent, and then that guy probably killed 1 or 2 people with headshots, and that's it. That's
Two
nothing.
frags.
But this 26% headshot rate is a winning team, meaning they hit headshots. 1 out of 4 kills is a headshot kill.
And there we go. We have 10 frag wins as well, which means, you know, objectives? Who plays for objectives? Who plays for spike plants? Why don't you just run in and kill everybody? You know, that's the motto of AE Celeste right now. Everyone consistently fragging, like you said, they just look so sharp. And Impaler, how are you gonna readjust going to the next map, which is gonna be split as well, right?
Can they bring they might need Kohaibi. I think she's the only one that can match the aim right now. Or this was Impaler's map pick, like you mentioned, and I'm not sure what they can do in the next map. It's split. It's AE Celeste's map, and what are you gonna do against them?
Look, it doesn't look like fun, to be honest, to play against AE Celeste. Their positioning's impeccable. Their shots are just brilliant. Like, it's absurd, honestly, some of the shots that they hit. And their executes as well are so clean. Like you mentioned, Inari just runs in, gets control of the whole site, gets the info, gets the control. And what are you just going to do against that if you're AE Celeste? It seems like a little bit of a brutal one to play against.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the Impaler can do. They're the ones getting impaled right now. Those triple frags, those lineups, I'm not sure what they can do. They're just too good right now.
Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with the Valorant Game Changers Open number 4, and this is gonna be the series between AE Celeste and Impaler. We say series, but it's been a bit one-sided thus far, Maki.
Yeah, I'm still shaking from that last round. I wasn't ready for the execute we were talking about. We said they need a little bit more information, and then they don't need any information. They just need to see their heads, and it's just gone. 26% headshot percentage. Just want to talk about that again. And coming into map 2, this is AE Celeste's map pick as well. So for the Impaler, I hope that they're gonna bring something new, something different, because I think right now the issue is they're having difficulty getting into the site, or at least going for the post plant. So I think they're gonna need something new. Maybe hard flashes. Breach is great on split, so maybe we'll see something different from the Impaler, because they really had difficulty on their attacking side.
Yeah, just looking at the hero pools coming out from the side of Impaler a little bit, hard flashes is a thing that you brought up a lot that round because they had issues getting the side, securing the side, and dealing with an area on site as well. So Sky is a very possible pick for for them. That's something that Kefidati plays a lot and has played recently in Open number 4 as well. We might be looking towards one of those picks, like you mentioned, Breach as well. Mochi X has played that before. Hopefully we do see some change up in strategies. Do you think that on the side of Impaler, they're missing someone like a Neri as well to run in and secure the space for them? Or is it just more an issue of we're not hitting the right shots at the right time?
I think it's difficult for someone to just run in against someone like a Neri. Like you can't replicate what she's doing if your aim isn't as sharp as hers. We've seen how she aims, like especially with the jet knives where she doesn't need to stop. It's just absolutely insane, and I'm not sure if the Impaler can do that, which is why they probably need the help of flashes or some initiators to really get into the site, or at least buy some time. One thing that AE Celeste also did, they were just so good at controlling the map.
Alright, and we are going into Agent Select. Before we see the agents that we were talking about earlier, we hope to see some changes towards the hard flashes, towards something that can secure the site, like we mentioned earlier. I think another problem, another pain point for the side of Impaler was on attack, when they get into site, they can't clear out the site. We always see members of AE Celeste lurking somewhere in smokes, lurking in corners, just getting the cheeky frags when you least expect it. Is that something they'll have to think about this round? Is there anything they can adapt in terms of picks to try to change that? Or is it just you just gotta play better kind of thing?
They need to play. It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B there.
Okay.
The aim is too good on AE Celeste, but I think that if your executes are clean, if they're able to take control over the site, even though they don't need to be that sharp, they just need to be able to trade. Get those 1-for-1s, get the flash to safely ensure passage into the site, and at least clear it. I think Impaler can have a pretty good chance, but again, right now, still no hard flashes. There's the Astra pick, there's the Reyna, which is the Lear, there's the Raze, which is good on split, but I'd really like to see a Sky here or a Breach here, and they might just go with the double Sentinel again. Chloe on the Sage, Kefidati on the Killjoy. They are starting on defender side though, so on split on defending side, they have to double down because they need to win these rounds. But you know, if AE Celeste are gonna hold W again, it's a double duelist now for AE Celeste. We saw what they did with one duelist. What more two?
I mean, I'm hyped to watch it honestly, but I don't know how hyped Impaler will be to play against that. It doesn't look like fun, like we were saying during the break.
Yeah, I think this is probably the first series where we also see a hard selection for agent. They really picked their starting side, and for AE Celeste on the defending side, they picked a double Sentinel, and now for the Impaler on the defending side, they picked double Sentinel, and AE Celeste is the one who adjusted to double duelist on the attacking side. And now Aries Jet was something, but honestly, her Raze is even different, like even better right now. So she's on that Raze. Ayumi, who was playing the Viper, is now a duelist as well. So I want to point that out, by the way. They can flex. Margot was on the Sentinel, now she's on the Omen. Iceberg was the Sova, now she's Killjoy. Tarathiel, who's mostly a duelist, is on a Sentinel, on Sage, and she was a top frag in the previous map, by the way.
Look, I'm just saying that the way they've been fragging, the way that they've been playing, I don't really think agent choices are gonna hurt them too much either way. I'm pretty sure they can just come in and pick whatever they want, and
shoot
they're gonna
heads,
have a pretty good spot. Yeah, just shoot heads. That's at the end of the day, it's really what it comes down to. And they're going hard, they're going fast towards heaven right now. They're going towards B side. That Serratio gets dropped at A though.
Yeah, that double peek was important, and being able to get Tarathiel there, I think, is really great because they don't have a heal anymore.
Chloe. That's just brutal. The thing is so nice coming in from the side of AE Celeste though. Hold that thought though, because Impaler are getting some nice frags. Moshiax has to reload though, that's gonna hurt a little bit. Jiggle peeks around, won't quite be able to dodge out the shots. It's so chaotic when the pushes come true because AE Celeste are just running it in. But this time around though, it's not going to work out in their favor. Impaler just collapsed all around them, and I think this is exactly what they need on defender side as well. Picking the double Sentinel after a brutal map 1, they just need to get some tempo in their favor, and that's exactly what we saw right here.
And that's great because if you're playing scared, you'll never find out what's gonna work. And they tried something new this time. We talked about map control, and they double pushed A and got that kill on Tarathiel. I thought it was gonna be a trade, in fact, but Tarathiel wasn't ready for that double peek. I think You know, sometimes when you see two people peeking, you kind of aim in between them. Like,
Yes,
it's just
I've been
too
there.
many targets, and then you just shoot in
Yeah.
between. And you're like, ah, I just should have shot the first one first.
You want both, and you end up getting none, right?
Yeah.
What's the saying?
Target-rich
One in hand.
environment.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Aphrodite gets 2 quick kills. Has a very nice position, holding the judge down on top of ramps. We'll just fall back, not gonna be too greedy. Gets 2 quick picks. Iceberg though, holding the corner, wants to see if Aphrodite gets a bit greedy here. Iceberg, I don't know if you want to peek this. You saw what happened to your teammates. There we go. Just judge holding down left click. Okay, I was wrong. She wants to do that. She gets the kill. Takes down the judge. But it's still 2-on-3. What will AE Celeste do right now? They don't really have the offensive options. It's just a Sage and a Killjoy left. How do you get into sight? That's the question for AE Celeste right now. You do have Terrestrial just slowly walking in. Walking past the Astra walls. Chloe sees her. Gets the headshot. 1 quick kill. 2 quick kills with the Sheriff. Ducks down behind the cover as well. Doesn't quite manage to pick up the turn. Where's the teammate? Where's Killjoy?
Killjoy's moving around a bit. I think Iceberg was trying to look for a way to actually get the kills there, but she's on 6 HP.
It feels so unfortunate because if she just went with a teammate, this could be an entirely different round. She has a wrong read of the situation. Yeah, there we go. Iceberg thinks that she's out towards screens. She's actually inside already. That's a bit of a heartbreaker for AE Celeste. They kind of had the clutch in that one, but barely missing out.
Yeah, but Tarathiel, just with the Sheriff there, making it really expensive for Impaler. I think those kills were really important, and they still got 3. On the side of AE Celeste, though, they have 2 light armor buys. You know, especially Sentinels, by the way. Sage and Killjoy utilities are just so expensive to use, and since they use that, they're stuck with light armor right now.
All right, let's look at the hold coming in from the Impaler right now. Looks like a very heavy hold towards B. Looks like the push is also going to come in towards B though, so we might see some action here towards Heaven right now. And Neri going in first once again. Ducks back away from the nades coming in. This is a bit of a scary situation.
That's a sweet B hop from her to avoid.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, Chloe doesn't quite manage. It's exactly what you talked about. She's shooting between the both of them, and Rue gets 1. MochiX gets 1. They do get spike drop though. Here we go. Rue tries to get 1 more. Has to reload. Envious does pick up Ayumi though, so Impaler, they're doing pretty well for themselves right now. They do manage to pick up the important key frags. Chloe doesn't manage to get it, but her teammates do. And that's going to be a 4v2 for AE Celeste, for Impaler. But it's basically a 2v2 if you look at it, because 2 members of Impaler are just so low. Neri gets the flick. Rue misses out on the shots. Margot though. 1 more on Envious. There we go. 2v2 right now. The low health members all dropped on the side of Impaler. You don't want to peek this one, MochiX. There we go. She peeks it, and Neri gets her. And this is going to be looking like a round win for AE Celeste, honestly. Aphrodite, would they hear her pick up the gun? We're going to reload as well, calling back her bots. Looks like she might want to just wait this one out a little bit. It feels like they know where she is. I think they heard her pick up the gun. Doesn't quite manage to get a frag, and then Neri gets a nice tap onto Aphrodite. Huge round for AE Celeste.
Yeah, so we saw the Impaler have a great start there with the trades, which is exactly what they really need. Because they don't have the same level of aim that AE Celeste does. Like they have head magnets on their guns. I'm not sure what it is, but they just tap heads left and right. But Impaler, that's where the team play came in, right? Chloe right in front, Rue was there as well, Envious in the back. They had such a great start. They made it down to a 2v4, but it's exactly as you mentioned. 2 of them were really low, and AE Celeste are just so sharp. The moment that those trades don't come in, they peak 1 by 1. That's where they lose, because AE Celeste are just so much sharper.
You don't want to turn it into a series of 1-on-1s against AE Celeste. You have to play the team game. You have to play with your numbers. And here we go. A fast push onto the A side coming in from Alter Ego Celeste. Aphrodite just here with the Sheriff. Not really much she can do right now. Has to fall back out of sight. Gets stuck and gets taken down by Margot just like that. Ayumi. And I do believe that's Neri as well. Yeah, just going so aggressive. Just pushes Chloe down and screams. That's going to be Rue trying to look for something. Anything with grenades, with her pistols, won't find anything, and Ayumi gets 1 more for herself, and that's gonna be a second round, starting to chain things together for Alter Ego Celeste. MochiX doesn't quite manage to get the kill for herself, but that's fine. That was an equal round, that was a safe round from Impaler. I think they won't be too torn up about that one. They just need to kind of read that and get things going again.
Yeah, the shots really starting to fall for A Celeste, especially after getting the rifles. That's where they're good at. And Neri can't be stopped. They had control over the site, and they were just sitting there a little bit, and she's like, I still want to push it a little bit more. And she just holds the W, pushes screen. She gets punished for it though, but she is still a 1-for-1 at the very least. Like, and Neri is like at least a 1-for-1 player.
At least a 1-for-1 player, definitely. And I think that's exactly what we saw last map, and that's exactly what we're seeing here again. She goes in, gets the info, gets the control. Rue, though, she's going to be playing really close on with AE Celeste. Does she get an area? There we go. 1 down, 2 down. Gets the kill to Margot as well. Do you see the Astro Star starting to come in? Won't quite commit to this play, and it looks like... Oh, a bit unfortunate. Whiffs on that one. Iceberg, though, gets Moshi X on side. Envious drops and mid as well. It looks like a B play is going to come true for Alter Celeste. They have a man advantage, although Ayumi is sitting on 30 HP. It is a winnable round for the side of Impaler. They need to get the frags, though. There we go. Nice little cover onto Terratio. Keep trying to get the plant down. Rue gets one. K4Daddy gets one. She's trying to get the plant. Oh, they try to read it, but she's actually so fast around the corner already. And Terratio gets taken down by Aphrodite. That's what we're talking about. Impaler, they need to reset the tempo. They need to reset the goal, reset the credit, rather, and get things going in their favor again.
Yeah, and well, Aneri was a 1-for-1 there again. I almost thought she'd get that double kill. But Rue is really stepping up to the plate here for the side of the Impaler. Like we mentioned, on the Duelist, she's a lot more lethal. She was playing the Viper in a previous map. But I think the Duelist is really her calling.
Yeah, playing Duelist, definitely very aggressive, very fast plays coming in from them. Now let's take a look at how things are going to set up again right now for this round. It looks like Alter Ego Celeste want to go for a fast play towards A sites. We do have the Jet with the knives just dashing in. I hear the sound cues. She's very far up in ramps. It looked like, oh no, rather she's trying to look for some peaks on high ground. Nice little spray transfer from K4Daddy, but doesn't find the Yumi. She gets her with the knife. Rest comes true from Terratio onto the Neri, and they will be looking for the plant. I do believe very shortly. Look at where Yumi is playing, just making sure no one can even peek in the screens, and that's a bit too greedy. She whiffs on the knives, misses the right click. Envious gets an Neri. It looks like Impaler do have a nice little number advantage, but the spike is down. Alter Ego Celeste, they just have to hold their positions right now. Attack a Killjoy, 4 seconds left on that one. And there we go, they break the lockdown. And Terratio, will you manage to do anything? Not quite. Pretty nice rounds coming in from the Impaler. I'm not exactly sure how Alter Ego Celeste got control of their round, honestly. I think it was just the Jet with the knives taking over everything.
Yeah, it's their way of really taking over sides. So we've seen an Icebox on Aneri, and now Ayumi is doing the exact same thing. That is exactly what Jet needs to do. Like, Jet cannot be afraid of dying. You need to be able to dash into the side, confuse the defenders, and hope your team gets a trade kill. But on A Celeste, they're still gonna have to eco this round.
Yeah. A bit of a wink wink nudge nudge to the Jet players at home. Make sure you guys don't just hide in the corners and wait for kills, alright? Do something for your team.
That's a Jet diff, real Jet diff.
That's a Jet diff, yeah. Alright, we do see, like you mentioned, the safe round, the half bars coming in from Alter Ego Celeste. They will be probing towards Heaven right now, trying to break down the Sage wall. Yeah, Yumi knows just where Chloe's going to be playing. It's a very common spot, and that's where Chloe's been playing a lot as well. Smokes comes in, dashes in. Takes a bit of a disorient there from the S-Stars, but Yumi will be just fine because no one's peeking into them. That one hurt Ayumi. Runs into the headshot from Rue. Chloe picks up one more for herself, but Neri trades back on Rue. A 3v3 right now. Pistols against rifles. Impaler really need to take this round or it's gonna hurt their economy, and I'm sure it's gonna hurt their mental as well. Moshi on side. Gets one, gets two. Nice 2 quick kills though. Margot manages to trade back. It's gonna be a 2-on-1. She's gonna be on side. She needs to get the spike somehow, but it's so far away from her. Spike's at the bottom of ropes. She can't get over there.
She wants the gun first. And
Needs
they
to
use
get a
the
gun
rest
first.
here.
Yep.
Impaler.
Okay.
They
don't want to lose
this round.
Yeah, they don't want to lose it. They've lost these before.
You don't want to lose to the Thrifty. And Margot with the gun though, I think.
30 seconds left.
We did see
anyone that
Margot
can do it?
1v3.
Yep, Margot 1v3.
It's doable. She has the spike. Oh, she's not hit. She dings the head, but doesn't quite manage to get the kill. Quick peek, Chica peeking around, doesn't quite manage to find anything, puts the smoke down, trying to go for the spike plant. If she gets this, it's winnable. It is doable for her. We do see 3 members of Impaler just rushing her on side though. She needs to get the first frag onto Chloe, and then flick it around, and then 1 on Envious, and that's gonna be not quite 2 on K4Daddy. Manages to take down Margot. Going for the defuse, gives it over to Sage, very nice. Sage reses you, and you give her the defuse.
Yeah, that was still a really good result, I would say.
Yep.
She got the spike down, she got a kill, made it a little bit more expensive for the Impaler. A little bit of armor also taken down from Kfredite there with that headshot. But that's just Phantom things, right? The headshot, not a one-hit kill, 150 health, you do 140 and you're like, I guess.
Yeah, this is exactly like the meme, like the chat vandal, you know. All right, so we do need to see a little bit more coming in from Alter Ego Celeste. During the break just now, we were kind of kidding, like, are Alter Ego Celeste just gonna speedrun the VCT FSL Open? Is that gonna be what's happening here? But not quite. Impaler giving them a run for their money. Kind of more along the lines of what we expected coming into today.
Yeah, I'm afraid right now for the Impaler though. The Astra Stars are all on the A side, and Mochi X on the B side doesn't really have much defenses, so they're gonna have to go for B retake here, Impaler.
Yeah, Mochi doesn't know how close she was to hitting the random sprays. There we go, the the Raze ulti comes in, point blank, just blasts her in the face. Chloe does get the trade back though, so it's gonna be a 4-on-1 outside right now. They need to come in hard, they need to come in fast. And Neri gets dropped, Iceberg rather gets dropped, that's a big one. Toretto trades back, 3-on-2, 3-on-1. Last man standing, Margot, 1-on-3 yet again. Can she do it this time around?
Alright, there's gonna be Chloe's supremacy right there. I thought that side was done for, but she scores a triple, buys enough time for her team to come in. And again, Margot.
Ooh, Margot.
She should change the E in her name to a 3, because she always has to fight these 1v3s.
Yeah, that's true. Going for the wraparound here, she might actually be able to find something because no one expects this. Look at where everyone on the side of Impaler are looking. Ah, the turret expected it though. Kfredite suspected this was gonna come true. There we go. Gets a nice quick clean up onto Margot. This time around, I think the big key in terms of the rounds is that Impaler are just not letting Alter Ego Celeste just get away with these clutches, just make silly mistakes and let A Celeste steal rounds away like we saw in the last map. Playing much more clean in my opinion.
And they're playing a lot tighter as well. You can see the rotations, you can see the defense as well. So they're there to trade. And honestly, like I'm starting to take a look at this, and like maybe Impaler need to reconsider their methods. Like they're a lot better with tighter ones, and like they just respond faster.
Yeah, definitely. They respond faster, they play closer together, they refrag better, and that's honestly a huge difference. AE Celeste gonna be sweating a little bit right now. 6-2 and they're on pistols, looking like possibly a 7-2 after this one. What are they gonna do? They need to change something up. Side note, I love the skin. The way you don't actually reload your sheriff and you just telepathically slam in the
yeah, you still slam the barrel in for fun, you know,
yeah.
Cool.
You don't have to, you can do it with your mind, but sure.
Root takes 15. Yeah, wait. She took 15 damage jumping down.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Kfredite with this. This is the hole that she had with the judge, but an area is gonna go in. Let's see if she can get some kills here. They don't know where she is.
Oh man, they don't know Kfredite is here. They came up from ropes, and she's actually just gonna let them drop at the side. I think she didn't expect them to go this quick, this fast. She sees that Yuumi doesn't quite get the fractal, and they spot her. They need to use the defender side lockdown. It's gonna get taken down though. That is so bad for the side of the Impaler. They're actually not clearing it out. Oh sorry, I thought someone was in heaven with her, but they're actually just killing her from below.
Yeah,
alright, the shots are
just
insane. Yeah, the shots are just insane from Alter Ego Celeste. 2 detained, 1 frag. Chloe takes down 1 as well, and AE Celeste just get cleaned up. They do get the plant. They do get out the Killjoy ulti. But that's gonna be another round in the books for the Impaler. 7-2. Starting to look a little bit rough here, Maki. How do you think this one's gonna play out? What do Alter Ego Celeste need to do?
Now, honestly, if they get 4 rounds going to the second half, they'll be fine. Because Split is a defender-sided map.
Sure.
I don't think Impaler have the tools on
that is true.
On the attacking side to actually be able to get in. They don't have the hard flash. They still have 2 duelists, even though they have double sentinels, but they have no initiator. So there's no Sova. The Sova's bad on Split, but they don't have the Sky. They don't have the breach as well. Same for Alter Ego Celeste, and which is why I think they're struggling.
That's definitely true as well. Like the hard flashes have been a repeated point here today, and we see exactly why that's been an issue. Like you said, okay, 4 rounds is what Alter Ego Celeste is going to be looking for. It needs to start right now. They need to take this round away. Let's see what they can do. Rue, here's some shots coming in. This is gonna be a pretty big nade if she throws it. Oh boy. Gets taken down for her efforts, but does she manage to tank them? Not quite. There we go. A little bit of damage onto the opponent Raze. Just gonna get healed up though, and Neri gets some shots down. Iceberg picks up Mochi X, and going to B side. Chloe needs to be all you. One headshot, not quite enough. The spray transfer does not quite connect. K4 gonna be walled off. And it looks like this round is gonna belong to Alter Ego.
That counter boost was just genius. Like 3 players coming up the elevator, like one headshot coming up, and then they just open up the map like that.
Yeah, you hate to see it, but that's a very smart play from Alter Ego Celeste. 2 quick kills from Envious though. Even if you don't manage to win this round, okay, she's going for it, she's going for the clutch, has a little bit of time to play with, pops the ultimate. The utility though, she's just getting zoned out. They know exactly where she is. She's gonna need to come in and click hits, and she's gonna need to do it quick. Needs to check every single angle, needs to clear everything out as well. Doesn't quite manage to get the kill onto Inari, and that's gonna be the round for Alter Ego Celeste.
And that initial leer kind of fell short. It just went out right in front of her. I think she wanted to throw it across, and because of that, she wasn't really able to push through. And for that, popping those that nano swarm just bought enough time for AE Celeste.
Yeah, great use of utility coming from AE Celeste. Like we talked about how they don't have the hard flashes to really get into the sites and take over, but once they get into the site, I don't really think they have an issue controlling it. The problem is first getting the site, which is kind of what we saw last map, right? They just went in, took over, and then once they were inside, it's just done and dusted for them. This time around though, they're having issues getting into site against the double sentinel lineup coming in from the Impaler. Okay, Mochi X
opens it up. Like, I think they're not. What I like is that they're not running out of confidence. They just keep pushing still. But I think they need to start to retool a bit and go for some set executes, because right now these duels are just not going for them. And on split, it's just very difficult.
Yeah, they keep playing hard and fast towards B ramps, towards B heaven, right? But they're not really getting anything out of there. It seems like the Sage is just shutting this play down too well. Should they look somewhere else instead? Maybe look towards A?
Yeah, they haven't really tried A that often, only on eco rounds, which...
Oh boy. Hold that thought, Mark. Here we go. Neri comes in, gets one. Nice little smoke out as well. Onto the stairs. Ayumi's dashing into the side. Mochi X barely jukes out on that one. Oh, doesn't quite manage to get the kill on Ayumi. Just too quick. We see a lot of these kills, and Impaler just don't expect Alter Ego Celeste to be where they are just yet. They're just too fast. Get in, get the plant, and this is what we talked about. Once they're inside, they don't really seem to have a problem taking over the game.
And Inari holding that W again, getting all those kills.
Yep.
Like all those kills.
All those kills indeed, and Inari picks up 2 more quick ones for herself. That's gonna be 7-4. We talked about it. You mentioned they need at least 4 rounds. If they get a 5th here, I think they'll be happy with that one, right?
They'll be really happy, like especially in the attacking side, especially after going down 2-7. It was 2-7 just now. And Impaler have a broken bye.
Oh boy, I didn't even notice that. They do have some Phantoms, some Vandals, but 2 Spectres and Light Armors. That's where it's really gonna hurt them. We were talking a little bit about how, you know, maybe Celeste should look towards A. Maybe stop trying to force into the Sage at B. We were wrong, you know. They're just too good. They just run it in. They get the kills. And here we go. Once again, back in towards B. It seems like Impaler know where they're gonna go, but they can't really just stop the swarm of AE Celeste. Can they do it this time around, though?
You should run.
You should run. Play towards B looks to be committed to right now. Iceberg just putting the alarm bot behind them, making sure no flank's gonna be coming in through Garage. Mochi X gets detained. That's gonna be a really bad one though, because Margot, are you gonna push up? Not quite. That's a nice little flick headshot onto Envious. There we go. Mochi X still detained. We get a third. Rue picks up that one, trades back for their teammates. Spike is front for AE Celeste though. Ayumi dashes away. Red coming in from Impaler. That's gonna be a 4-on-4. You do have Rue with the outs though. Doesn't quite manage to find anything though. They're gonna trade outs, and then Neri comes out on top of that one. Better raise out wins. It's just the lay of the terrain. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Mochi X with the sauce.
The high ground doesn't matter here.
I have the high ground now. This time around, it doesn't matter. We do see Chloe just trying to look for picks. There's just so many angles, but AE Celeste holding so patiently, peeking out only when they need to. 2-for-1, 3-on-1 right now. Chloe doesn't manage to take that one down. Picks up some frags for herself, but it's not quite enough at 7-5. I think they're pretty happy with the scoreline.
Yeah, this is going 5-7 from the attacking side.
Yep.
AE Celeste, they're fine with that. And Neri with 15 frags, really turning it up here. You know, the previous round we saw her, I think she ended with 11, 12 frags, and now she has 15 in the first half.
Yeah, we were talking about how she kind of didn't need to frag in Icebox. She just went and got space for her team, and everyone was consistently tapping heads, so it didn't really matter. This time around, though, it's a bit of a closer game, and Neri's stepping up huge. You love to see it.
Yeah, we'll definitely see more of that, but now it's time for the Sentinels to shine as well. Sage and Killjoy on the side of Celeste.
Yeah, Sage and Killjoy coming up for Celeste. We're gonna see what kind of setup they want to go for. The setup from an Impaler and Celeste does look a little bit different though in terms of layout. Envious gets quick break towards A. It looks like they're gonna just commit to this A play. The attack is different as well. Impaler committing much more heavily towards A, but it looks like they're gonna get stalled out by utility right now. The rotations are already coming true. Everyone on A Celeste is here already. You might not want to commit to this play, Impaler.
Not sure if they can actually get anything done here on A Celeste. They still have a bit of control here, but there's 5 players creeping up in A right now, and they had to commit the Omen back to B because they don't have any information.
That kill would have been huge for Envious, but they don't quite manage to get the Sage. Pushes it out though. Ooh, cheeky positioning from Neri. No one really expected that one. Right clicks coming in, gets 1 kill for herself. AE Celeste 3-on-2 though, and Neri is very low in this situation. 46 seconds left on the clock. They take the spike and they bolt. They're out of there. They're going to look towards B, it looks like. But AE Celeste, they read the play. They know this is coming true.
Yeah, they're gonna have to run though, so Impaler don't have enough time to check things out, but Margot gets one. Tags Chloe really low, only needs 1 more shot.
Chloe's super low, gets the right clicks, that's what matters. Chloe has been put into a lot of these situations so far. This map has to find the clutches, doesn't quite manage to though. 3 HP against 100 with armor. It's gonna be a little bit difficult. 14 seconds left on the clock. She's just trying to do a little bit of jiggle peeking here for my Ayumi, trying to waste her time. And Neri's just around the corner. There we go. You keep her distracted, keep her interested, and your teammate comes in and cleans that one up. 7-6. Winning the pistol round is gonna be huge for Alter Ego. Probably gonna tie this one.
Could have just peeked that. They knew she was 3 HP. Oh, yeah. She could have just done that, but they really are playing to win here. You could tell. Yeah. Jiggle peeked that multiple times, and then Neri sneaking up for that last hit. That's just amazing play by Alter Ego Celeste.
Yep, definitely. Super clean stuff from them. Not the best game in terms of across the team, they're not really getting all the frags they need to, but the key members stepping up when they need to, as well as very clean executes coming in from AE Celeste, have been the story of this game so far. Look at the double judge hold though.
Yeah, there's 2 duelists really just want to fight.
Yeah, definitely. And we do see the Sage just gonna be holding out at B ramps once again. What are other Ego Celeste gonna look for here? Pretty standard hold across the bot. They're just trying to get a bit of info at A though. The double duelists are pushing out A. They know it's a B play. They know it's gonna come in B. You see rotations come true right now. Marco doesn't manage to find anyone. Blinds them, I believe. There we go. Gets 1 with the Spectre. Nice little Killjoy nades as well. The Swarm, Nano Swarm, is gonna stop them in their tracks, and they're just stuck in garage. This is gonna be so bad. And Neri tries to get 1, doesn't quite manage to. Toretto and Ayumi do though. Toretto gets 1 more, and that's gonna be a 3-on-1 in the garage. There we go. Margot cleans that one up. Nice and easy. Very interesting push coming out from A side though.
This is the same issue that we were seeing on the Impaler on Icebox. On the attacking side, they're just a bit too slow. They're not taking territory, and Alter Ego Celeste know how to take advantage of that. The Impaler, they need to fix that by either splitting someone up, having someone guard the flank, or catch the flank. They can't be committing 5 players on just one side of the map, and they just lose too much territory. And Alter Ego Celeste, they're sharp, they're taking over the map as well. For Impaler, you're gonna have to at least get into the site or punish the players on AE Celeste for pushing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's a huge part of it as well. We saw that in Icebox as well. When AE Celeste were on defender side, Ayumi would just push up, get space, get control, and most importantly, get information for her team. That's exactly what we're seeing here again on Split. Impaler looking towards B this time around. You do... Okay, like you said, right, they did make a little bit of changes. They do leave 1 member towards B to just kind of guard, just kind of make sure they're not getting flanked. Get some information. Sorry, 1 member towards A, rather. She's just going to be rotating back around, though. It looks like they are going to be committing to a B play here. Once again, the moment she leaves, Alter Ego Celeste, they're just pushing out A. Look at minimap. Oh boy. Aphrodite, where are you gone? Oh, that's so unfortunate. She puts down the alarm bot and they know she has no gun out. The
Yeah,
A pushes from A.
they're punishing all the timing here, but Mochi X pushes the smoke, gets one. Tarathiel though gets her envious on this 1v3 and now gets one. Does not actually get the judge there. Ayumi with a judge just playing with her food. 3 HP on that Jet. Unfortunate.
Is she not gonna change out? She wants to keep the Jet? Okay, there we go. She changes out to the Venom. Yeah, I didn't know that one, but I was thinking maybe, you know, the judge has been giving you so much success. Okay, and Neri with 19.
Economically, you still get the more expensive gun, give it to your teammate and say, buy me a judge.
True, that is true, that is true. Alright, so we do see a pistol round coming in from the side of Impaler. It's been 6 rounds in a row chained for Alter Ego Celeste already, I believe. So that's a bit of a rough one for the Impaler to come back from. They had such a hot start to the game. We're talking about how tempo and momentum was going to be in their favor after map 1, which was nice. But now Alter Ego Celeste, they've turned things back around, and they're in the driver's seat once again.
That was a bonus round for Celeste though.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Neri missing the spray. It's gonna hurt though. She gets pushed. They don't hit the shots, and that's gonna be very unfortunate here. K4 misses out on the shots and the push, and she gets taken down herself. Ayumi in the smoke though. This could be a pretty big one. If she manages to find 1 or even 2 picks off. There we go, she pushes out, she finds 2, and Toretto gets 1 more, and Neri gets 1 more. They push all together, they're so in sync. There we go, nice little cleanup for Alter Ego Celeste. 7-9 right now. It's gonna be a very nice scoreline indeed.
It's like you mentioned, they are in sync, and that's something that they've really been doing well. And Neri was playing up front, but Ayumi was just right behind her. And as she was trying to escape, Ayumi was there to provide suppressing fire. They've been playing that double duelist on that side every single time, and they've been really playing off each other. We saw that on the pistol round as well, where Ayumi was buying time for Neri to get the frag. They're just playing so well together.
Oh yeah, for sure. They look so in sync, and especially on their retakes, which is kind of off topic right now, but especially when they do retakes, you see the way they play off each other. And playing as a team so far has been fantastic for Alter Ego Celeste. We see a very aggressive mid hole on defender side coming in. 4 members coming towards mid right now. Chloe gets 1, so that's going to be a nice start for them. Doesn't lose any HP herself as well.
Yeah, Rue got the headshot there, but Chloe is the one who finished him off.
Oh yeah, that's true. They're going to be getting a little bit of information towards mid. Rue just gonna be looking into Toretto right now, gets a nice headshot. Here we go, this could be the round for Impaler if they want to turn things around. Okay,
check your corners!
We've seen this multiple times today. We've seen this, I think, twice already. Does get the rest onto Envious. This is gonna be a 3-on-2. It was a 4-on-2, but Icebook picks up 1 more. Would it be able to get the plant down? They need to get this down quick. There we go. Chloe's gonna be planting. Now the members of Alter Ego Celeste, they're pretty far away from this one. They need to wait and regroup. Make it a 3-on-2. We do see a really low HP Killjoy though, so this might not be practical, but we've seen A Celeste be able to pull this off before.
Yeah, it's... Margot typically plays the 1v3s, but now she has a friend with her.
True, a low HP friend, but still a friend at that. Nice little blind. I can't believe she blinded a teammate. That's unfortunate, but it happens. Goes in, gets 1, gets 2 with the wallbang. Nice little spray transfer right now. There we go. That's what Margot needed. She just needed a friend.
Just needed 1 friend, and that was insane. The first kill into the second one. I have no words. They had no business winning that round. The Impaler had the position there, but they're just so clutch. Alter Ego Celeste with 5 ultimates up as well.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of rounds they've had no business winning. The spray transfer wallbang, that's just a lot of buzzwords coming in. But Margot, super fancy shots right there. Very nice spray. And I think so far she's been coming up clutch for the side of AE Celeste, right? She's been the one that gets the clutch rounds. Like, she's not the top fragger, but in both maps... Yeah, in both maps, she's been stealing them rounds. And that's fantastic. That's exactly what they need. Okay, and Neri, very aggressive. You get K4 just like that, alright. The turret gives her away, I believe. And Ayumi and Neri, they're gonna be pushing out A once again. Not too sure if AE Celeste are on attackers and defenders right now, but there we go. You have to shoot the boom bot, and then that's when they get you. 2 quick kills already for Neri, and that's gonna be a 5-on-2. Okay. Oh, wow.
That was an ace. She just straight up moved forward, got a kill with her showstopper, killed everyone, used the blast back to readjust, and just This is
Yep.
this is peak Inari, right? Hold W. What are you gonna do? You're the attackers, but you're the one getting attacked.
All right, let's take a look at the FSL Ace replay right now. She gets one headshot. I don't think she expected this peak to come true, so she's trying to reposition, but she just stops. Look at the calmness. She stops, she readjusts the crosshair, and then just gets the headshot. Perfect play coming from Inari. Might be able to get to 30 frags before this one is over.
I'm not too sure about that because this could be over very soon. I feel I'm not.
At least 2 rounds, right? So 2 frags around, you know, it's doable. It's doable.
I'd say doable if she were like the clear star player, but everyone at Alter Ego Celeste can frag,
That
so
is true.
she's gonna have to compete against her teammates in getting these last 4 frags. If she's gonna get that 30, it's gonna be a hard 30.
Pistol's on Impaler right now. It's so unfortunate. She's not competing against Impaler, she's competing against her teammates to get the frags. Trying to fish for something, doesn't quite get the Sheriff headshot. Ayumi drops Envious right in front of Mochiax, swaps for another Sheriff with a better skin, so that's fine.
Yeah, that 30 is gonna look hard, but she's gonna get a second chance. Tarathiel is gonna get that res down.
Oh boy, Mochi.
Ayumi?
Ooh, Mochiax. They're just so aggressive, A Celeste, on defender side. They just, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. And they'll push into you everywhere. They get the info, they get the control, they get the kills, and they get the round.
That's number 27, but unfortunately that second chance doesn't get her the 2 kills that she needed. It's match point, so she's gonna have to get a triple here to get that 30.
She's gonna need a 3K.
That's the story here, like Inari 30.
She could lose they could lose this round. She gets frag and gets 2 frag next round. It's doable. There are ways to make it happen.
yeah, there are ways, but you know, I think I wouldn't put it past her to just get through on her own, but
She's looking for it. Look
Impaler
at
on the
where
opposite
they're
side. Yeah, but
Look
she's
at
on the
Alter Ego
opposite
Celeste.
side. So
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
She's gonna have to go for this big flank and go for that 3K.
Well, from what we've seen, Impaler have been a little bit slow with the execute, so there is a chance they make it all the way around. Attacker Killjoy does pop the ultimate. We do see the rotations come true though. And the Killjoy pops out as well, just gonna trade that one out. This is, of course, map point and series point as well. So they're just gonna use everything. They want to make sure this round is in the books. And it looks like Impaler just gonna be falling back away from this one. They try to probe towards B, trade of ultimates, and they're just looking back towards mid once again. Inari leading the charge, looking for a 3K. Gonna run into Ayumi really shortly.
And the
Wall
ultimates
breaks.
as well. So maybe the Empress plus the Showstopper can make things happen for Impaler.
There we go, that's one for Rue. Gets straight back on.
That's a Showstopper gone. That's the Empress gone as well.
That's 2 ultimates gone, and that's gonna hurt them a little bit. They are looking towards the B side once again. Tarathiel chunks out K-Prodite, doesn't quite manage to pick the kill though.
30 seconds left.
Margot, belly missing. Looks like Impaler might be in this round. They're trying to look towards B. They do drop the Astra Stars. Wall comes true as well. The Great Divide. Oh, but Tarathiel is in behind the wall. He spotted out though, and Harry with 1. This is the 3K she's looking for. There we go.
There we go.
Exactly what we were talking about. There
What an
we
ending!
go.
Look, that skill is called the Showstopper, and she really stopped the show there.
Literally.
Dropped that 30 we were looking for, and just ended the match right there.
So far, both map points have been so anticlimactic. Like, you just see Inari come in and just clear them out, clear house. Brilliant plays coming in from the side of Alter Ego Celeste all across the board. But the one that really, the flashy one, right? The eye-catching one, Inari, brilliant plays coming in from her. Definitely put on a show.
Yeah, so Alter Ego Celeste secure their spot in the grand finals off of Inari's round ender. She's the one that really does the mic drop. Like, she just goes, end of round, guys. It's done.
I'm done
Mic
playing
drop.
this.
Like, I'm done. I'm done. She's just like, let's end this. I want to go take a break. And
Exactly.
that was such a treat. Again, we saw them go down 2-7, and then what happened? It was 11 rounds in a row, straight for Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the story,
Impaler
right?
thought they had
So
a
good.
chance.
Well, they did, right? 2-7, it looked so good for them, but Alter Ego Celeste, you know, they give you a bit of space and then they take it all back. Like you said, 11 rounds in a row. It's nothing to scoff at, definitely. Very brilliant performance coming in from Inari. 400 combat score, 30 bomb across the board for a team. On the side of Impaler though, pretty nice effort from them. We see Chloe with some consistent frags. Nothing too flashy, but she was where she needed to be and she got the kills that she needed to. Drop 20 on that map. But ultimately, though, this will be Impaler dropping to the lower bracket semifinals, which we'll see played later today against. I do believe it's gonna be. Oh, sorry, we're
No,
not
no,
gonna
no.
see them play today.
They're
Yeah,
going to the lower bracket finals.
yeah, going directly to the lower bracket finals, and they'll be playing against the winner of the lower bracket semifinals, which we'll see later on today.
Yeah, and there 400 combat score. I want to point it out. 400 is absolutely stellar performance. Like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you see a 400 combat score, that means that player was playing out of their minds, and Neri definitely played out of her mind there. And not to discount the rest of the team, Neri was enabled by Ayumi. That double duelist push, really making sure Neri was supported all the time, and Margot and Iceberg with that clutch. I think everyone really stepped up to the plate here on Split, and A Celeste are defending their crowns again in the grand finals.
Yeah, we talked about how they have only lost 2 maps in the entire FSL VCT Open. They haven't even dropped a map. Oh, sorry, they've dropped 1 map this Open so far. But this series against Impaler, it looks like they've really turned things up a notch. Headshot percentage, not that ridiculous this time around, but they got the kills where it matters. And I think the stat that I want to point out for AE Celeste, Frag wins. 10 on Icebox, 12 on Split. They don't need objectives. They're just gonna come in, take over the map, and they're gonna kill you. They're just gonna click on your head and kill you.
And they really just kill everyone here. And with Neri leading the charge, no one survives here.
Oh yeah, definitely. We see how aggressively they play on defender's side as well. And I think that that's the key to their success. You need to find a way to play the map so that you can stop them from pushing and taking over the entire map on defense. It's just so absurd how they just consistently manage to do it. They're just so good with the aggression. And even when we see Impaler leave members behind to try to defend it, and then just comes out with the raise out and kills them. Like, alright.
All right, we are going to a short break though. Those 2 games were really fast. We expected the best of 3 here. We're gonna go for short break, and likely we are going to watch lower bracket semis because that was just absolutely insane. We're gonna watch lower bracket quarters rather, because that was a speed run by AE Celeste, and they just finished both games really quick.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we're gonna take a look at lower bracket quarters when we come back, and then after that we'll be having a best of 3 between the lower bracket quarter winners, which is at the lower bracket semis. So make sure you guys go get a quick break and come back to catch the lower bracket quarterfinals with us here.